Take what's valuable and discard the rest. Good morning. This is Todd Young from Todd Young Online with another Canson flip through sketchbook. Mid 90s. This one was a class project. Part of it was a design project, and then part of it was a figure drawing class project. I didn't want to waste the sketchbook, and I had time to do both. But anyway, the quote from the beginning. I've been going through this book I got as a gift. It's by Rick Rubin, The Creative Act, A Way of Being. It's his musings on art and creativity. And he starts out basically by saying, these are my thoughts. Take what's valuable for you and discard the rest, which I kind of thought was kind of poignant. I I kind of figured something like that out myself once upon a time, um, in how I approach my own learning and thought processes. And I think we all do to a great degree. Maybe some of it is called selective hearing, where you kind of pick up on the bits you want and then don't pay attention to the rest. But um, as far as my learning process, I learned in class a long time ago that uh, if I sit and actively listen, I learn more than if I'm sitting there trying to take notes. It's like if it goes from my ear to my hand to the page, I'm not retaining anything. But if I'm active in what's going on around me, then I learn a lot more. As far as academics, you kind of learn, for better or worse, that the material being covered is in the book and it's presented a certain way. Whereas around you and kind of in a practical situation, and I found it at work a lot too, that um, being able to, be an active participant in what's going on, forcing yourself to be an active participant, even if it's not as interesting maybe as you'd like, but finding a way to participate will help you retain more and be a better, be a more valuable piece of that process. Um, the sketchbook uh, was one of those things that I've revisited multiple times, kind of going through it to see uh, where I was. It's not as a reflection on what it is and what I did. I should have done more. It's like you kind of smack yourself. I saw a thing recently on the internet where it said, if you were able to spend all of your time, like 365 days, just focusing on something, that at the end of that time you would, be extremely proficient in whatever it is you dedicated your time to. And I keep trying to find what I want to dedicate my time to. I keep kind of bouncing around, and I've talked about this in other videos. Uh, Once you find what you want to do, then that's the thing that kind of sticks with you. And for me right now, it's, well, not a specific medium. It's really just figuring out how to create things, how to finish things. Um, Lately, I've been able to go back through projects and with um, more accessible means, being able to finish a lot more things that I had planned previously, which is really kind of cool. How accessible technologies become, how accessible things like, being able to produce something is so much easier at this point in time, and only going to get easier. People, are at this stage, um, decrying AI, but as a tool, it has a lot of potential for other for being accessible for other things that some people might not want to do, or not want to do, but not being able to do on their own, which I think is kind of cool. That you would be able to sit down and potentially be able to tell a thing what you want to create, and get your vision out there in some way, shape, or form, and get it produced. Um, that's always interesting to me, and really, valuable to me, that we push ourselves, that somehow automation pushes ourselves forward even when we're not ready to accept that we can make things a lot easier on ourselves, but then people will also start, really being up in arms about that. Like, well, no, you can't, like, we don't evolve as quickly as we could or should. I think part of that is we're not taught how. We're not taught how to pivot. We're not taught how to be critical thinkers. We're not taught how to, um, being able to adapt to change can be a difficult thing when you're very set in your own processes. I think as creatives, we have a leg up. We have a way to define ourselves and our processes and keep exploring. We aren't necessarily defined, hopefully, by one thing, that we're able to keep finding other ways to express ourselves, which is kind of cool. There are ways to be creative in technology and those sectors, but they tend to be, or at least I think they tend to be, in my experience, a little bit more process rigid. But at the same time, I enjoy, the frameworks, especially more recently, the frameworks that help you, pivot and be a little bit more agile and lean in looking at how to be more efficient and accomplish things, more quickly. Anyway, we're coming to the end of another sketchbook here. Such as it is, good, bad, and ugly as usual. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your encouragement, and I appreciate you being here and sharing this journey with me. Hope you all have a great day and be safe and take care. Talk to you soon.